Yes, welcome back to my channel. Today is a special day because we are talking to the Charmaine Elder. She's in Columbus, Ohio. Woo! Charmaine is a new agent, and she has a tremendous story on how she, got to this point in her career. Very new to the industry, and decided to just take the plunge. But before she did that, she had to, do her research and decide like, where do I want to land and why? Why am I aligning with this particular group? So I'm going to allow the Charmaine to introduce herself. Charmaine, take the floor.
Oh, thank you, Shonnie. Hey, everybody. I'm so glad that I finally got to reach this platform
Yeah.
with the amazing Shonnie Alridge, my absolutely amazing sponsor. My name is Charmaine Elder. For those of you who don't know me, I serve Columbus, Ohio, and the surrounding Central Ohio area.
Very good. And so when you decided, hey, I'm going to be a real estate agent, what did that look like? What did you start to do to try to identify people to align with? What was your strategy with that?
It was all over the place. I, I I didn't know where to start. First, I started looking up YouTube videos of the daily duties and the jobs of what a realtor actually does. Then I started, of course, looking into the pay. We got to know what we're going to get. But eventually, I decided that I really wanted to do it. I got my classes going, took my tests. It took me a couple times. I went through those trials and tribulations of that,
Right.
but I didn't get discouraged. And once I finally got that pass, I was in there
Yes.
and I was ready.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And so you're a mother, you're a wife, you're your sister, you're all these things. And being all of those things and then deciding, hey, I'm going to allocate some time to advance myself as a professional. Was that challenging? I mean, how did that look? I know you have a very supportive husband.
Yes.
When I
Yep.
first met him, he's like
Trey.
front and center.
Shout out to my husband, Trey.
Okay, Trey is the best.
Yes, he is very supportive. Really, he was the one who kind of pushed me into this direction and, gave me the funds to get everything started and was with me every single step of the way. And of course, it was challenging for us to kind of find that timing because I was working full time before I became a realtor at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center in labor and delivery. Love that job. So we had to kind of find a way to align our schedules to meet because, as a mother and as a wife, people are depending on you, dinner, get the kids on the bus, off the bus, homework. So yeah, it was challenging. But once we, kind of sat down and talked it out and said, hey, real estate is something that I want to pursue full time, we had it all figured out.
That's good. That's amazing. It's really good. Like the success with real estate really evolves around aligning yourself with the right people. It's really hard to navigate this business and you're surrounded by people that are not supportive. That's a challenge in and of
Mm.
itself. So having a supportive spouse in place, and the kids seeing that, hey, mom is doing something different, and then they know how to govern themselves and support is a huge deal. It's a big deal. Yeah.
Right.
So tell me about this. So, in real estate, you're going to come across challenges. That's in life in general. Let me just say that in life general, you're going to have challenges. But when it comes to this particular career path and being new, you come across challenges. And so, can you share maybe one of your recent challenges and how you were able to navigate through it?
Yeah, of course. So my biggest challenge that I face is just being new, just being a new realtor in this big pond of already experienced realtors and trying to find my niche because people have already created theirs. So it's kind of hard. Like I have to think about what can I do to stand and be set apart from everybody else who's known in the community. So the way that I, come up against it try to face that is just by looking to see what things can I do that are different, by looking at what are other realtors doing and how can I do the opposite of what they're doing, as far as helping the community, standing outside, waving to my neighbors. I have yard signs in front of my house. Just being nice to people in the community and learning how to be personable and start those conversations, because it's not all about just real estate. It's about trying to connect with people and be personal at first. And then eventually it'll tie into that, oh, this is what I do for a living. What do you do? And you just never know how you can align with somebody, or somebody might say, man, I was really thinking about selling my house, but now I know you and you're my neighbor. And that's just how it all works out.
Yeah, yeah. And I think what I've realized too is that you got to have faith in humanity too. You can't think that everyone's, not going to want to work with you because you may be new or something like that. You got to have faith in humanity, faith in yourself that, listen, I'm a great person. I'm going to provide a service. I'm going to do my very best. And I'm going to make sure that they are taken care of, with my experiences and with people that I know, because you have a team of people around you that can help you to support your clients even better. So I think that would be a challenge that a lot of people could admit to having, like, because we were all new at one point.
Right.
And, and that's fine. I'm new, but I'm learning and I'm aligning myself with the right people that if there was a challenge in this transaction, all I got to do is just call,
That's right.
make a call and figure out, hey, what can we do to make sure that they're taken care of? So I love that. Yeah, yeah. And so you have been strategic about who you align with. So you did your research, you found out about, EXP, the Wolf Pack. And so with that, what did that look like when you were doing your research and you stumbled upon, like, I know you saw other brokerage firms and things like that.
I did.
Because there's so many, and they're not bad. They're just different. Everyone is different. And so what was it about EXP and the Wolfpack group that made you say, hey, like, this is where I'm going to land?
Right. Number one, the education. I feel like EXP really set up their realtors to know, like, how to come across and face these different challenges with all the trainings, all the different groups, even the brokers just being at hand and being readily available to answer our questions whenever. We don't ever feel like we're blinded when we go outside or we come across something that we don't know. We have just a sphere of influence that we can reach out to whenever we need help. And then also it was the stock options for me, honestly, just to know that, okay, tell me I have a little bit of ownership in there, which shows me, like, as a mother and as a wife, it helps set me up for the future. So I want to be in a brokerage for a long term that's going to set me up for the future. Know that I'm investing in something good, not just for me, but for my children as well.
Yeah, yeah. I love that because, when you are looking for a brokerage firm, you're talking to different brokerages, they're going to always ask you, which is a legitimate question, like, what do you want from us? Like, what do you want from the broker? And then sometimes as a new agent, you're like, I don't even know what I want really, but what you do know for sure is, like, I want to have freedom. I want to have time with my family, a flexible schedule. Like, I want to make an income that can support them. Like, those things, and it's like, you got to go from there. Like, where can I go where people are going to support me to get there? It's really about relationships. I mean, you can go to any brokerage firm and build relationships, but it's really like, what do I want to land to help me reach the goals of, like, supporting my family, having the flexible schedule, having the income to be able to do that, and to feel good about who I align myself with. And I was the same way. Like, when I decided to come over to EXP, I was a broker. I had my own brokerage, and I had to figure out, like, does this make sense for us, for all of us, and things like that? And, will my people feel supported? And I just love how EXP has that set up where there's so much training. And then the people who are doing extremely well are training us. Right. So it's not that idea of, like, the one who's doing really well, like, I'm not helping them because they are my competition. It's like, no, we're going to help you. We're going to literally tell you what we do. so that you can go and do it in your respective area of the
100%.
world. Yeah, yeah. So I love that. So since you've been with EXP, it's been like what, 10 months? Almost a year.
Yeah, yeah.
And you've done so well so far. Like, it's really interesting to sit back and look at what you've accomplished. You're growing your group. So you've aligned with your sister who's in Savannah, Georgia.
Yes, Lasia Pringle.
Yes. Our sweet, sweet, young, brand new. She's brand new to the industry. She's young. She's the youngest one in our group.
Yes.
And she's out there and she's really going forward. But for you, it just seems, I'm just sitting back and I'm looking and I'm just so proud of you because you really, as a new agent, you really, like, you made a decision.
Yes, I did.
You really have not let up. I mean, you got your foot on the gas.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what do you feel is your biggest accomplishment so far? It's been like almost a year and everything. So, if you kind of look back and gaze over like what you've done, what is your, I think, your biggest accomplishment? Was it a transaction or was it something that you did that was very out of your norm as far as getting out there in the community? Like, what was that thing?
Finally pushing myself to the side and understand that it's okay to ask for help and joining the team, because I'm not going to say that I couldn't do it all by myself, but just being new and knowing that I needed additional education and training, as far as, everything was changing when I first joined. The new NAR settlement was going on, and I knew that I needed somebody to help me navigate because I'm so fresh. So finally just putting my pride to the side and saying, you know what, Charmaine, you need some help, and that's okay. So go ahead and try to interview some teams that will help you. And my interview process was thorough.
Okay.
I wanted to know, how do you feel about a new agent joining your team that's never been in real estate before? And are you offering educational services and training to help these people? I need somebody who's going to go back to the basics and that's not going to get frustrated with me if I'm asking several questions again and again and again, because that's just how I learn. And I needed somebody who was going to be patient with me. And I definitely found that within my group.
Ooh, that is so good. That is so good. Yeah, over the years, I think I've gotten better on understanding how I learn. And
Yes.
so, if I'm not getting that, then I know like this ain't gonna work because this brain work a certain way.
Right.
And I'm gonna just lean into that. So I know that I need you to do and things like that. So the beauty of the team is that usually your team is within like your city and state. So they really understand the nuances of navigating real estate, because every state is different. Some states have closing attorneys, some states have title companies. So just, it's the nuance of each area of this world. And so being on a team is so advantageous. But you're right. It's kind of like put my pride to the side, because honestly, to be successful, you have to be a student, of this game. And students can always teach others, but you got to be a student. You can't be too big and up on your high horse that you're like, you can't be trainable. So that right there, like being humble in this industry and everything, is going to really set you up for greatness, because you don't have to be so puffing your chest up all the time.
Right.
We got to relate to our client base. Like, who is our client base? They may not really appreciate all that puffing up the chest.
No.
Especially if it's not even your style anyway. You know what I mean?
It's not cute. It's not cute.
So, so where do you see yourself? Let's say, when you're celebrating your second year here at EXP and with the team, where do you see yourself? What would you have wanted to accomplish at that point?
Just teaching people to, get over your fear. If there's something that you want to pursue in life, pursue it. I mean, we're not getting any younger. honestly. But you're never too old to accomplish your dreams. And, you know, God specializes in making the impossible possible. So if you feel like something is impossible in your life, put that to the side. Trust and believing that God will do it for you. You have not because you ask not. So make your request known to God and let him know, God, this is what I want to do. I might be up here in age. I don't know where to start, but that's why we have technology. That's why we have resources. That's why we have mothers and fathers and friends and people in our community who will help us navigate to get to where we need to be.
Right. And I believe my dog Felix agrees with you.
Okay, Felix.
Felix, Felix, he agrees. But no, that's true. That's true. We got to take a chance on ourselves and believe in ourselves. And when I decided to get my license, I was kind of like, okay, I guess I'll do it. My mom was like, you should do it. And then it was time to get my broker's license. And I'm like, I guess I'll do it. And a lot of times when I make a decision, I'm trying to figure out in my mind, do I really want to do it? But thank God that I have people in my corner who are like,
right,
you really should do it. Like, you'd be a good fit for that. Feeding my enthusiasm, that helps too.
Absolutely.
So it's beautiful to be able to find a route in life that you want to take. And it's even better when you have people around you that are supporting you constantly, rooting for you and everything like that. It makes a difference in how you move about your day.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Alignment is really important. I really appreciate your time today. Charmaine, you are just really, when we met, it was just instant for me. I felt an instant connection with you.
Same.
And I feel like that is your superpower, that you are. And that's really important for your clients too, because just think about it. When we bought our first houses, how we were like, I hope I'm doing this right. I hope
right.
But being,
hope so.
I hope. And how big of a deal it was for your kids, for your husband. Maybe you didn't have the kids then, but for your husband, and just how big of a deal it was for the family and stuff. And so being able to help somebody do something like that, that's a big deal. It's a big deal. And to have the honor of being a part of their family now, it's a beautiful thing. And so you have what it takes, clearly, because you're doing well so far. You really have what it takes to soar in this industry and bring people along with you that can soar right along with you. So if you are looking for an agent and you want that Columbus, Ohio area, please contact Charmaine. We'll have her information. You'll see it below so that you can contact her and just figure out, hey, what do I want to do? If you're looking for, you have your real estate license and you want to align with the right people to help you with your business, consider Charmaine. When you're, if you're living in the area, you want someone local, you have Charmaine and she'll be right there with you. So thank you so much, Charmaine.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Do you have any last things you want to share with the audience?
Just put God first, be memorable in a good way. First impressions last a lifetime, believe it or not. They're very important. So just be memorable, be humble in the best way that you know how, and God will direct your path.
He will. He sure will. All right. Well, y'all have a great rest of your day. Watch some of our other videos that we have, Charmaine's videos. And Charmaine, tell them where they can find you too also.
I'm on Facebook. You'll see a lot of me on Facebook. Charmaine Elder. Same thing on Instagram, same thing on YouTube, same thing on TikTok. Check it out. I promise you will not be disappointed.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, y'all take care and we'll see you next time.